Hey everybody, my name is Russell Hunter and I'm an abolitionist in Norman, Oklahoma, and I want to talk to you briefly about Project FrontLines. I want to talk mainly about what Project FrontLines is not. But before we get into that, I do want to say Project FrontLines is essentially just a project that AHA and abolitionists all across the country are wanting to engage in to take the focus off of just primarily the abortion clinic and going to the abortion mill and ministering there, and put a focus more broadly on the culture of death, where the people come from. So a lot of times people call the abortion clinic the front lines, but they're the final lines. If you've gone to the abortion clinic, you see people stumbling to the slaughter who've very much made up their mind, and you can hold some back. But the more you go out there, the more you realize we need to be going to the high schools, the colleges, maybe even the middle schools, and just inundating our culture entirely. So the front lines is the culture. Now, stage one of Project FrontLines is focusing on the high schools. So we're going to be going to the high schools with signs, materials, pamphlets, just with a heart to expose the evil of abortion, engage students on the topic of abortion, and bring abortion into conflict with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Project FrontLines is a totally evangelical, full-blown, unashamed about the gospel project. Yes, we are trying to expose the evil of abortion. Yes, we'll be destroying pro-choice misinformation and abortion arguments. Yes, we'll be doing all that. We'll be using science, reason, all of that. But we will not be withholding the gospel from these students. We'll be going out into the killing fields and taking the cure with us. Because abortion is sin, it's child sacrifice, and it's the end of a path which leads to death, which many of these students are on. Now, things that the project is not. Project FrontLines is not an event. It's not a national day of going to the high schools. It's not like a one-time event. It is a project. We are initiating it on February 21st, but we are going to continue it until abortion is abolished. We'll add stages, we'll add various other things, but we want abolitionists to start going to the high schools as frequently as they go to the clinics, to make that part of what it means to be an abolitionist. Go to young people, talk to them about abortion, expose it, bring it into conflict. So it is not a one-time event, and it has a launch date, but that launch date is not the only time that we think that we ought to be doing it. It's going to be hard, but basically, getting up and going and holding a sign and talking to some students before and after school a couple of times a week, or once a week, or all week. I mean, the Abolitionist Society that I'm a part of, we're going to pick one high school and do it 5 straight days. The next high school, 5 straight days. Different people will be able to do it on different days. And the whole town will be talking about abortion after 2 weeks, because our high schools are in very public areas. Another thing that Project FrontLines is not is it is not some kind of like top-down project that AHA as some kind of organization is carrying out. We're not sending out agents. We're not going on a tour to all these high schools. All we are doing is saying, hey guys, let's focus on the high schools. Let's go to the high schools. Let's take these resources and let's share a website and let's share some unity and do this together. But AHA is not going to high schools. Abolitionists and abolitionist societies, and even maybe pro-lifers who agree that this is important, will go to the high schools and do this together of their own accord. So we're not talking about hiring AHA to come to high schools or AHA going on a tour or anything like that. This is actual grassroots stuff, okay? So to that end, we have developed a few resources that can be used by other people that we're making available, and they all connect back to a website which will include justifications, arguments, more information about abortion, but fruit from the project as it comes in, footage of the way that abolitionists are engaging students as they happen, and stories of forgiveness and repentance from across the nation. The website will also have so much more, but you'll have to wait to see the website on Friday when it is launched. Now, materials to take out to the high schools to help you in your work. The You've Been Lied To pamphlet. This is a 20-page full-color pamphlet, and it has, it's filled with information and material for students to think about. It's designed, it's done in sort of like a street art, sort of line art type graphic nature, and really specifically designed to be appealing to students and the kind of thing that they don't want to just chunk. They don't want to look at it and be like, well, that's lame, but they want to look at it and be like, that's metal, and like I want to take that into the school and like get in trouble for having it. And this is the sort of thing that whenever a principal or a counselor or a teacher sees that students are reading this and talking about it and going through the arguments, going through the material, they're going to say, don't take that. And that's whenever you're going to want to have like a big stack of them, because they're going to come get it. Now, the pamphlet is not just about abortion being bad or wicked or evil and having no good arguments for it. The pamphlet is all about getting kids to realize that they're on a path which worships self and loves sin and leads to abortion. But we don't just leave them there. We're not just here to say, hey, abortion's sin. We're here also to say that there's forgiveness for sin, there's forgiveness for the sin of abortion, and there's also a means by which you can get off the path which leads to that and get on the path which leads to life and life eternal. So the pamphlet, the booklet, presents the gospel to these kids, okay? So there's a few, the pamphlet ends with a few pages even, wherein you can get the gospel to these kids, even if they won't stop and talk to you. You are putting it in this nice package to where they will have it and be able to read it, and we just pray that God uses it. The pamphlet also includes information about how you're there to help them. The line here is actually like, if you've been given this means that there are people in your local community, again, not touring people, but people in your local community that care enough about this issue and about these students that they are there to help. And of course, the pamphlet has a page of links and that sort of thing, but it also has points them to the URL, which is about 10 times the material that's in the pamphlet is included on the website. Now, say you can't afford a lot of pamphlets and you don't just want to be giving them out to every student that walks by. We've also produced these bookmarks that include the projectfrontlines.com URL, and also things to get the students talking and thinking. For example, women are not sex objects, babies are not body parts with a uterus with a baby in it, just to get them thinking about the inanity of arguments like my body, my choice. Some of them are quite hard-hitting and just exposing the evil of abortion. This one having a first trimester ultrasound and a first trimester abortion, murder in the first trimester, and then another one on abortion not being health care to undermine that with the graphic art. So we've produced all this stuff in the hopes that you'll be able to join us in this project and continue to do it as we really engage on the front lines in this battle against abortion. Because for those of you who've gone to clinics and tried to hold these students back from the slaughter, oftentimes they are being ushered in by parents, teachers, older friends, or they're snuck away and done it themselves. So we're aiming to hold them back from stumbling to the slaughter by getting them on a path which leads to life long before they face the temptation of abortion, because they're not getting in that situation. So if you want to participate in the project, please contact us, or just participate in it and however you think you can. If you want materials to help direct people to what we're doing and so on and so forth, visit ahagear.com, pick the stuff up. I believe the pamphlets are like 48 cents a piece. The bookmarks you get like 50 for $5 or something like that, and the prices all go down as you buy in bulk. So God bless you guys. Please be in prayer. Be serious about this. Don't have a bad attitude. Don't get into fight with high schoolers. They're going to say crazy things, and you're going to realize just how bad our culture is and just how indoctrinated they are. But we love these kids enough to tell them they've been lied to, and that they're on a path which leads them to death for themselves, but also death for their own children. So thanks for participating, and visit projectfrontlines.com this Friday evening to see the first lines of fruit.